Hey, what's up? Otaku Mike here. Let's talk about TMNT Battle Nexus issue number 4. Warning, there will be spoilers. Our story starts out actually surprising enough like the last two issues with a flashback where we see Savante Romero actually going to recruit Metalhead. Metalhead is currently decommissioned and put away in storage somewhere in this universe, and Savante Romero says, hey Metalhead, you were apparently made for just combat training, but we can take you in and improve you because you were just made by some buck-toothed mutant who didn't really know what he was doing with some alien technology and stuff, but I can take you and mold you because I am a god, and apparently he is superior to whoever actually made Metalhead. And he takes Metalhead and makes him into a mean fighting machine, and he goes and fights a bunch of the variants from the different turtle universes, trying to make him and mold him into the combat weapon that Metalhead is. Transition back to the present when we see Donatello and Metalhead getting ready to start their fight, and we hear Savante say, welcome to your doom, Donatello. Analyze and process all the data you need. You will not win against my Metalhead. And Donnie goes up to Metalhead and he looks at him and he's like, you're a lot shorter than the Metalhead that I know, and if this Metalhead was made by a Donatello, I think I actually know how to beat it. And a fight ensues, and Donnie actually hits Metalhead on the top of the head, factory resetting him and getting him to not fight anymore, which makes Savante Romero a little bit butthurt at this moment and sends both Metalhead and Donnie and banishes them to some other world. Donatello and Metalhead get transported to this alternate dimension. They're being banished by Savante Romero, and Donnie's trying to figure out where exactly they are at this moment. And we hear a voice say, oh my god, it's a family reunion. Can you believe it? We find out that Leo and Raph are actually here with several other turtles. Specifically Raph, Donnie, and Leo. 3 different variants. And Donnie's kind of shocked that they're actually here, and why are we all here? I thought we were supposed to be dead. Donnie ends up getting caught up to speed and finds out he's in some kind of pocket dimension where the turtles get sent. These variants of the turtles are there. They're the last of the variant turtles that have been sent there. And we find out that most of the turtles have died and, forgotten who they are and stuff like that. And they don't survive in this pocket dimension. Savante puts them there to basically die. And we see the turtles pair off with each of the other turtles, Donnie with Donnie, Leo with Leo, and Raph with Raph. We see them talk about what they're actually going through at this moment. Leo talks about his defeat with the Shredder. Raph talks about his relationship with Alopex. And Donnie talks about how he feels like he's in between two worlds of the mystic and the tech. And we get to find out that the turtles that they're talking to, they actually start to lose their memory and forget who they are. And Leo's like, oh my god, we gotta come up with a plan to get out of here. And they start to figure out that Renette and Savante's powers seem to sort of work the same, so maybe they can use those powers to actually get out of this pocket dimension. And when they find out that some of Savante's energy was actually left in Metalhead, so they come up with the idea to use Metalhead as a time scepter to get out of this pocket dimension. We actually end up going back to the Battle Nexus, and Savante is like, I have saved the most brutal match for last. Slash versus Michelangelo. And Mikey is like, do you think this is my first rodeo? I have fought many maniacs in the past, and to deal with a tools game, you only need to do one thing. Not participate. And Mikey says, I am not going to fight Slash, and he throws down his nunchucks. All right. So let's get into the internal artwork of this particular issue. Here's your creative team. Give them all the love and respect that they deserve because they hit this issue out of the park. I feel like it's so bright and colorful. I love this scene right here where Metalhead is fighting all the different variant villains from the different TMNT universes. It's pretty fun. I did not expect that to happen. The panel layouts are really cool. Colors are bright and stuff. We do get a little bit of stuff with Donnie and Metalhead. I really enjoyed that as well. Seeing Donnie get the upper hand, it was pretty fun. I liked how we got to see a bunch of staff work and with Donnie taking on Metalhead and stuff. But where this book really, really shines is when we get to see the other turtles and how they are depicted in this. We get Rise of the TMNT Donatello, right? 2003 Leonardo and Archie Raphael, which is pretty cool. I really liked how they incorporated them into this issue art wise, because they seem to like pop right out of their TV show or comic book and right into this. Like, unlike the Shredder from the Mirage universe, this works a lot better. And I feel like the artists really had fun drawing these panels, because you can see it on the page. Like, this is just a love letter to the turtles. But yeah, banger of a job. This art is so amazing. So what did I think of TMNT Battle Nexus issue number 4? Well, I enjoyed this issue for the most part, I have to say. It took this story to some pretty interesting directions that I thought it wasn't really going to go. I really thought it was going to have this big emotionally charged battle between Donnie and Metalhead, but we didn't actually get that. They went for the funny route, which I still liked. It was a pretty creative way to take these two characters with a bunch of history and kind of like just like, whoop, it's gone, you know, like it was a little funny scene to see Donnie factory reset Metalhead. Where I feel like this book really truly struggled reading was the fact where we get to the middle with all the turtles. Now, I know when I did the last couple of reviews, I was like, hey, where are the other turtles? Where are the other turtles? I feel like they overloaded me with the turtles and the big info dump that we got. That was a lot to deal with, I feel like, as reading this. But I did like the part where we saw the turtles deal with almost like their personal demons, it seemed like, or the stuff that they're actually going through throughout this miniseries and how it's affecting them. I'm curious to see how they're going to get out of the situation with being in the pocket dimension and whatnot. I'm curious to see if issue 5 is going to stick the landing and have the big emotional battle that I think is going to happen, because it seems like Slash and Mikey something's going to happen between Slash and Mikey, I feel like. But I'm curious to see where this story is going to go. And I hope it ends on like a good quality ending, because a lot of these crossovers have kind of been not the best, but I'm hoping this is going to be one of the better Turtles crossovers, to say the least, because I really thought that the peak of this miniseries so far has been issue 3. Like, I really liked issue 3, and it kind of just went downhill just ever so slightly with issue 4, even though I still actually enjoyed it somewhat. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Peace out, stay safe, comment. I'm gonna talk to you, Mike. Catch you on the next one.